You find the nuchal cluster, and that's a grouping of scutes that kind of helps you identify what species.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. If you're new here, my name's Ryan.
And I'm Kyle, and today we are going to be talking about the cold snap. So we got a cold snap down here in South Florida, and what a cold snap is when it's really cold and reptiles don't like it. So what we got to do is we got to keep them warm for the cold snap until the cold snap is over. So let's go through and show you guys what we do for the cold snap and make sure they're all good. Yeah. First off, we got the redfoot tortoises. They are sealed up in this enclosed container because it's warmer. So this shed is insulated, so they're nice and warm. There's a heat bulb in there, keeps them nice and warm. They are nice and warm in there, so we will let them we will let them be.
I think you gotta come up with some new words. Kyle is in quite the mood today. We're just gonna continue going.
Oh,
what we got next?
Next up is the Burmese black tortoises. These guys are a lot more cold tolerant, so they don't have to be locked up so much as the redfoots, but they have a heated house, so they go in there, hang out in the house at night when it's warm, and then come on out when it's warm and sunny. So let's go see who else is out.
So if you give Kyle caffeine too early in the morning, this is what you get, guys.
Joker's right here. Hold on, come on. Over here. Joker. Joker's not too fond of the sunny days, apparently. So he's gonna stay in the water. But the water is also 75 degrees. So he is very warm in there. Oh, look at him. He's very happy. So let's try to get him up on land so he can bask in the sun and he'll be nice and happy. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on, buddy. Take your time. But hurry up. Come on. We got an episode to make. Come on. Come on. Joker, come. Okay, we're done. We tried. Moving on. Next up, we have Gatorade, the Utah alligator. Now, he is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful alligator. He is about 8.5 feet, about 1,000 pounds.
No, he's not.
Maybe in 20 years. But he is doing what Joker should be doing, warming up when it's cold.
Now, why are they doing that?
Because of the cold snap. The cold snap is such a cold snap. We got Crush over here. Crush is sealed up in his enclosed container. Now there is air. There's little cracks around here so he gets airflow, but there's a heated pad in there so he stays nice and warm. We are still in the middle of the cold snap, so we got to keep these guys in here until the duration of the cold snap, and then once the cold snap is done, we'll let them out.
I don't think you get to say the word cold snap anymore in this video. But guys, the crocodilians are laying out. They're soaking up the heat because it's only about 59 degrees today.
You're boring. I don't like your attitude right now. Pick it up. Okay, yeah, it's about 55 degrees. So even though it is cold, the beauty of the day is it's very sunny. So crocodilians, they really absorb that heat. So they just lay out in the sun, get nice and warm, and then they're good. And at night, they got that 75 degree water running all night, so they stay nice and warm. Now I'm a NASCAR driver apparently, but these guys are doing well. Moving on, we are going to see the big salty pair. They are obviously out and enjoying the sunny weather. So let's go check them out. We got the beautiful female and the magnificent male. Don't waste your time with her. I know she's beautiful, but look at this. Look at this guy. So awesome. It's just so crazy how big each scoot on them is. I mean, on him is. And what's cool about the saltwater crocodiles is it's called a nuchal cluster right behind the head. And so in between those scoots there and the big ears there is where you find the nuchal cluster, and that's a grouping of scutes that kind of helps you identify what species. So with a saltwater crocodile, they pretty much lack nuchal scutes, so there's no predominant scutes between those giant scutes there and his ears. So that's an indicator that is an Australian saltwater crocodile. Let's do a rough measurement while we're here.
Do a rough measurement. Are you at his nose?
2, 3, 4. So I got 14 of my shoes and my shoes are about 13 inches. So he is well over a 14-foot crocodile. So again, this is what I like to see on these sunny days, even though it is cold. As long as they're out basking, enjoying the sunshine, they're doing well. And again, at night, they go in the water. But look, I mean, this tail, that's the biggest thing with him, is just the mass of the base of his tail. He's such a massive crocodile. I mean, literally, I could stare at this monster all day. It's weird. Does it feel like he's grown substantially since the last time we saw him?
Yeah, I feel like he's bigger. His
yeah,
tail looks thicker.
right? I feel like maybe it's glasses. Maybe it's these beautiful glasses. But I mean, look at the feet. Look at those giant, giant feet. I wish we could put something there to represent it, but I mean, probably from the back to there is probably the size of a cinder block.
Yeah, he is massive. What do you think he weighs?
He is probably 1,000+ pounds.
So as you can see here in this close-up, you can tell there's the scutes to the ears. There's no nuchal cluster there.
Yep, no nuchal cluster.
Want to go ahead and show them some crocodile that does have nuchal clusters. That way we can kind of compare.
Yeah, we'll have to go around the Nile crocodile there. There's the male Nile crocodile. He's right in the middle, so it's a little too far to identify the nuchal clusters. I mean, we can see it here. Right behind the ears, you can see 2 on each side. But obviously it's harder to see in the camera. But the Orinoco crocodiles are perfect because they are usually right up against the fence. All right, so let's go over here. There's one Orinoco, there's another one right here. Seems like a lot of the crocodiles have 4 nuchal scutes, but I just want to give you a comparison of nuchal cluster and then the absence of it with the Australian saltwater crocodile. So you can see here, they have that big cluster just like the saltwater crocodiles, but in between there and the ears, they have those 6. They have 6 nuchal scutes. So it's just those 2 lines of the 3 scutes there, and that's called the nuchal cluster.
Awesome, learning something new.
Learn something new.
So what else do you want to check out today that's probably out sunning?
Let's go look. Let's go see if the big white salty is. Here's the crocodile here. Beautiful. I cannot wait to upgrade these guys this year. Lots and lots and lots and lots of upgrades this year. There is the male, and here's the female.
The Niles.
Yeah, let's see if you can.
It's a nice naturalistic enclosure. You can't see through the fence.
Very naturalistic. If you want to hand me the camera, I can get a great shot of them here. Whoop, sorry about that. There's the female up front and the male on the back. There you go, Ryan.
Awesome. So we're gonna walk over now to check out Michael Jackson, as you guys know, the big white salty, and we'll see if he's hanging out. Oh, he is on the land, but he is a little far away from us.
So during the day, I have a 3 horsepower pump that runs the outdoor ponds here and then the greenhouse. So during the day, I don't run the water out here just because the vast majority of the animals are out sunbathing anyway, so there's no point in superheating the water when they're gonna be out on land anyway. And also I run the water all night, so the water is 75 degrees right before they come out onto the land. So it's still, the water holds the temperature a lot better than the air with the differentiation, with the day. But so what I have to do is I run the greenhouse and I run the outdoor ponds because the same pump is for both. So I usually run the greenhouse till 2 a.m. and then switch it out here because the greenhouse stays about 10 degrees warmer at night. So it holds the temperatures a lot better than out here. So these guys I run at night, and then first thing in the morning, 6 or 7 o'clock, I'll switch it over because these guys are just about to come out on land, and I'll switch it to the greenhouse again, heat the water back up, and then obviously during the day, the greenhouse can get 30 degrees warmer during the day. So even if when it's only 60 here, it's 90 degrees in there. So we can see Chubbs laying out at his usual spot. Everyone seems to have their usual spots. The big white salty, Chubbs, they all got their signature areas.
What do you think about going in there and showing them Chubbs up close?
He might be. The only thing I do worry is in times like this, you really don't want to scare them back in the water because, again, they're really taking advantage of the little time they have to get warm. But we'll see if we can. Let's see if we can see other crocs in the greenhouse. we can try to show you how everything's done, I guess. So a lot of the tortoises I have heat pads, so like heat mats. They're actually pig blankets. So you just plug them in and they get about 100 degrees. But they're great for tortoises because tortoises can be super destructive. So I usually just screw it to the top too. And essentially it has a thermostat, so it just regulates that way. Just it's safer than using bulbs and whatnot all the time. I have used bulbs. I've pretty much used every kind of heat source, but the heat mats are what I'm going to be using at the new facility. All right, guys. So let's go over the greenhouse here now. It was again 7 to 10 degrees warmer at night, but it heats up so much quicker than outside with the greenhouse effect. So it's probably 75, 80 degrees out, and it's or 75 to 80 degrees inside here. And it's probably maybe 60. I mean, probably mid to high 50s. But that's the beauty of the greenhouse. That's what I built this for, is to heat up quick, so these guys can really take advantage as much as possible with the heat without having an artificial heat source. So obviously, if you try to heat this building, it costs a fortune. So that's the beauty of the greenhouse, is it heats itself. So here we got a New Guinea crocodile. Again, really warming up, taking advantage of so much heat in this room. And I am running water as well, so just filtering it out and also warming the water. So let's see who else. See, everyone is out. But the way I set up the greenhouse, you can't always see them all the time. So let's see, we got the salties. What's up, guys? Female, the male. And once we get those big crocs moved to the new facility, these guys will be going and taking the place of one of those ponds out there.
Before we go, we got the Chinese alligator sitting out.
Look at those. Oh my God. That is a great sign. So you see how big her belly is? She's a rather slimmer animal. So her getting that big belly like that means that she quite possibly could be full of eggs. And hopefully, I think this will be the 3rd or 4th year in a row that she's laid eggs.
And kind of explain that. So when you had the first clutch of eggs, it wasn't, none of them really fertile. So kind of go over that.
Yeah, so I think it was based on, you know, her being a young animal. It's funny because me and another individual that was breeding, let's go with Chinese alligators, they produced U-shaped eggs, which is very unusual, but it seems to be indicative of Chinese alligators, especially young females. So she would produce these U-shaped eggs, which would be infertile. And over the years, she produced better clutches and rounder eggs or oval-shaped eggs.
And how many eggs did you get last year?
I think we got, what do we get? Six eggs.
Okay.
We got four babies. So they are doing very well. Again, it's just the product of a young female. And you guys got to remember, these crocodilians live 75 to 100 years. So what's a couple years of, you know, getting used to the breeding process, and a long term, you know, they'll produce for decades and decades. And that is not the point. The point is not to just keep producing her and work her like that. She's not a breeding animal per se, but it is part of a breeding program to build up the critically endangered population.
Yeah, because there's what, only last studies were like there's 300 left in the wild, something like that?
If that. But again, I mean, it is so hot in here. I mean, even just with a t-shirt, I'm getting too hot. I'm about to take off the hat. It's just, that's the beauty of this greenhouse. You know, it gets so warm so quickly. And at night it stays 10 degrees warmer. It's just exactly what I've always wanted for these young animals. Just to be able to control this outdoor temperature, because we do get cold nights here. We do get, you know, 30s, 40, a bunch of nights in the 40s. So it is not ideal. But with this greenhouse, it makes it so much better for crocodilians.
Oh, the Yucaris are out swimming around.
Yeah.
See one there?
So that's the female, and where is the male? So probably, I'm surprised they're actually in the water, but they are a shyer species. So what they do a lot of times like this is, you see that the water's coming out at 75 degrees, so that's warm, but then they'll just stick their back out. So they'll go to these edges and just kind of lift up, and so they're kind of just using their back as a radiator, just absorbing all that heat. And then they can still stay in the water, stay safer, because obviously they come out of the water, they're a lot more susceptible to predators. But if they do it this way, it's far safer for the animals. And believe it or not, I mean, there's been many videos of jaguars taking these down, adult animals. So they do have predators even when they're adults down in the Amazon. But also, as you can see, these plants just take off so well in the greenhouse. I mean, between plants and the crocodiles, the greenhouse is so effective. And that's why I built 2 new ones at the new facility, because this works so well. But even that one is so much stronger for even hurricanes than this one. But this one, when we pull everything out, we'll upgrade it so it's just as capable in a hurricane. But
So we gave you guys a little bit of a tour of outside while a cold snap is. Now we're actually gonna head into the house because we got some animals yesterday that I'm super excited about. I know you like them too. So we're gonna head in there, show you what those are, and we'll be there in a minute.
let's do it.
Well, I did say I was super excited about these animals, and
Baby Cuban crocodiles.
look how cute these guys are. So we're actually doing a live stream next Saturday. That's March 7th at 3 p.m. Eastern. And we're gonna talk about these guys as well as doing like a live Q&A session. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you liked, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode.
See you guys.